Sorry, I was busy. And we're live. Ha! Let's do this. Dude, God is... Guys. It's Wednesday. It's Mercury Day. We're giving speeches. The messages are coming in very clear. He's overwhelming me with lots of work. I have 3 big projects sitting right in front of me. I'm like, come on. What happened? Well, I pulled out my Wicca book because I still wanted to go back and find out where it was, you know, the deities and what you would access each deity for, which I was in yesterday, but then my kids started acting up. So I was in that book, and then all of a sudden I remembered I promised I was going to teach everybody tarot. I made a promise that we were going to do it. So I'm like, okay, I get this book out. I start with the first one. I was like, okay, you know what? I know what these ones are. I have them memorized, I guess. You don't need to. I was like, I want to use, if I'm going to memorize something, you know what I mean? We're putting pictures with words. I wanted to memorize my my first ones. So I went to grab them. But before I went to grab them, on top of it, of course, is the 10-day forecast. And then they're like, grab the 10-day forecast. And I look it up, and sure enough, the energy changed on Easter. Am I behind? No. At this point, it's just going to be confirmation to what we already walked into. We're a couple days into our 10-day forecast. And I'm in I'm in so many different teachings besides that. Are you guys ready to do the tarot read? Okay, I'm not ready either. So let's do the 10-day forecast, and we're going to do the we're going to do the tarot read tonight. It's going to start with the major arcana. All right, so what are you going to do? You're going to pull out your major arcanas, okay? And then we'll teach that. Let's go ahead and get our 10-day forecast. In our video, this is what we did earlier. We're in a stage of sitting still and working and tempering ourselves, dealing with our temper, combining. There was a whole teaching earlier. Who am I? I'm the High Priestess Phoenix. I'm your spiritual healer, teacher, shaman, seer, oracle, lightworker, starseed, earth angel, mystic, medium, psychic, witch, yogi, guru, evangelist, North American Sybil. I am your messenger of God, the first child of God. I am Lilith reincarnated, and God has lots of messages for you. In order to keep up with me, you would have to see what I posted in my community page, and I didn't post anything. I was still in the middle of listening to my last video when all of this came to be. My phone is dead, so I had my phone on the charger, and I figured I would just listen to my video and prepare for my next one, and all of this came to be. Can you keep up with me? Please try. What's a 10-day forecast? It's an energy flow that comes and it lasts for 10 days. 10-day forecast. 10 days of energy that lasts. We go off the Egyptian calendar and the other ones align. Alright, so in essence, I usually tell you the day it starts, but it could just start from today. Today's the day I was guided, but we'll look into it. Where are we? We're in a place of abundance. Alright, are you there? Are you there? Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Did that happen on Sunday, or it happens today? How do you feel? What do you see as abundance? Like, is that a pocket full of money, or is it a pocket full of sunshine? That's a terrible song. I hear it playing in my head. Anyways, everybody had to make a song and dance to something. Let's see. Maybe somebody sang it better. That's terrible. On page 1, 20, 21, and 22. Oh, and 1, 2, 3. Wow, people. Alright, this is Ba Hui, the two souls. Two souls, gold. Was this where we were? No, this is where we are. Abundance. Abundance may mean you will be receiving many good things in the future. We were in blessings, weren't we? What happened before this? Harvesting and rewards. That makes sense. Okay. Receiving many good things in the future, or it could recognize the blessings you already possess. In either case, it is a sign that your circumstances are going to be positive and your needs will be met. Well, you really should have heard the message about God's promises earlier. The artwork on this card shows a man and a woman carrying offerings for the deceased nobleman. Everything on the tray is colorful and has been freshly picked, and the male and the female suggest fertility that will bear even more fruits in the future. That is a beautiful picture. And we talked about offerings. We talked about tithing. We talked about all of this stuff. History. The main focus behind the two-soul deacon groups of Bawi is the two souls. Like the two spirits, this is an incredibly powerful deacon. After the harvest comes the enjoyment and the abundance that you have reaped. And the abundance found in this card brings with it the happiness and pleasure. It is the equivalent of the tarot cards of the Nine of Cups and the Sun combined. I don't know what those mean. Are you ready to learn tarot? Okay. Tap back in with us. We're going to talk about the Sun card. We'll talk about the Cups in another day because we can't teach you all of the suits that quickly. You're not suited up for that. But that's what this card means. If you want to run on it, the Nine of Cups and the Sun combined in one. This Deacon's Week in the Egyptian calendar is full of fortunate days celebrating Horus and his ability to overcome those who have rebelled against Re. Alright, so do you see how the energy aligned? What happened in our traditions, in later traditions? This is the week where Jesus was resurrected and he overcame death and the enemies of our God, which was what? The church. The Kairos even states, every land is content. Their hearts are at great joy. And that's not the church. The church is without a leader. It's not the church. Everybody else is in joy and abundance, but not the church. And who else has they taken their joy? Who else has God taken their joy from? In this time of joyfulness, who else is not joyful right now? Are we talking about monetary value? Or are we talking about in your heart? Are you not filled with joy? Oh man, did you not overcome those who rebelled against Re? The Karo calendar, and that's it. Those that rebelled against God, that didn't show you kindness. God asked for people to show kindness. Christians were asked to act in kindness, to give from a giving, to be forgiving, open, receiving, compassionate, and understanding as we came to them in our time of need. And they sent us away as if we weren't the chosen ones. They didn't know the skin we wore. God sent us against our own beliefs to go. He humbled us before your doors, the people of power, and asked you to grant such power to us in the name of God. And you denied us in the name of God. Who do you face? God. Every land is content. Their hearts are in great joy. And that's what I said, the spiritualists know what's happening. This beneficial beginning of the day, they who have passed the night while they made their bewailing for Re. This is in reference to the deacons as the primordial gods who attempted to overthrow Re, but were subjugated and turned into his guides and protectors. Ooh. And then in Christianity, they said they will make a table to which you will sit in front of your enemies. And that's it. I will place you at the highest throne. You will stand before them. The two doles are identified later in spell 306 as Ba-Pi and Ba-Nek. I don't know. That's probably not how you pronounce it. The gods of the sky and the gods of the earth. These primordial gods were viewed as beings of divine ancestors of the early Egyptian kings. Ritual. In ritual work, there are many positive benefits for working with Bawi deacon. The naos of the deacons described an immense power of Bawi by saying, "It is he who carries the bouquet of Re from the north. It is he who brings water to enhance the plants of the field. It is he who makes life happen on earth throughout the cycles of the 12 stars." Do you know what the 12 stars are? By their appearance in the sky. It is he who gives life to all that lives. On page 123. We lived right by God before, you know what I mean, the Egyptians, every civilization. It was sad to watch. The Pharaoh called himself the morning star. He made him, no. They asked for it. It was sad to watch our, you know what I mean, as the ancestors, it's terribly sad to watch what has become of you. It's that, the gods. God, you know what I mean? Jesus wept. If you don't stop this, you don't, you know what I mean? He tried to tell you. He tried to tell you. He knew what you were going to do to him, just like I did. Don't do this, dude. Don't go fucking around with magic. Don't do this. I've told these practitioners since the beginning. Stop doing the magic, bro. Stop doing the magic, bro. Stop doing the magic, bro. You weren't going to kill me or hurt me. It's that you couldn't overcome your desire for control and power. You would not surrender to my God. Do my anointed no harm. You tried, and I would cry to God, why, God? Why do you allow them to do such things? And he would not allow me to act. For he is God. I am nothing more than his child in this life. He will make all things right, as he promised, and that's what we spoke about today. We have to endure it, and we have to trust that he'll fix this. And that's the thing. They wronged us. They were hella wrong. But did you go back and eye for eye them? Or you let God in the sky take care of them? Let his fires from the sky fall down upon them. Let him be gone. He's a vengeful God. Let him fight his children, not you. They're his children. He knows exactly how to deal with them. I be laughing all the time. You and your children. Why? Because I like to put myself outside and not take responsibility for them just yet. But he showed me, he says, one day it'll be our children. But your children are gone right now. And I even took that on. Anyways, going back to it. It is he who makes life happen on earth through the cycles of the 12 stars, by the appearance in the sky. It is he who gives life to all that lives. So we're in a state of abundance. I feel it. Everything feels good in the hood to me. Do you feel good? I feel good. As far as what we've already gained, that's what we reclaimed, I feel like. The ego death of Friday, understanding, my own wisdom, my own brain waves, my own power that I deemed as a curse. That liberation and freedom is abundance. That's the definition of abundance, to be able to be free again. Free from worry. Free from the chains of, persecution. We're always quite concerned about how people perceive us, because we don't want to take their persecution. But Jesus teaches us that it doesn't matter how they receive you, as long as you are giving. That's what unconditional love is. It's not like, I'm going to be nice to you if you're nice to me. I'm going to be nice no matter what, because that's what God asked me to do, is be kind. Be kind to the unkind. Be loving to those that don't know love. You know what I mean? And he showed it with the 12 disciples, going back to hanging out with hookers and murderers and tax collectors and thieves and drunks, adulteress and all of that shit, sinners. He showed that, God wasn't exclusive. God loved them. In essence, he showed that God loved them more, because he didn't come to the churches. He went to the hurting. He went to the people that the churches said couldn't receive God, and he loved them. I love toxic men that, fucking nobody should love your ass. You're deadly. But God said, go love them. Against my better knowing, I will do as you say, Lord. This isn't gonna go well. No. They need some love. And that's what it is. You go back to Bobby, it's like, he didn't need pussy, bro. He needed love. He needed affection. He needed attention. So did Russ. Russ was having a fucking breakdown when I found him. Every one of us. They needed us, and I needed them. God puts people in your life for a season and a reason. Their soul contract that this person will do you well. You can learn a lot from this person. It's not about whether you won a fight with this person, whether you won a prize with this person, whether it was a happy ending with this person. Is that this person was right for you at this time, but there is a time when There might be, you know what I mean? There's other people on your journey. Or you can stop your journey and you and this person hold on to dear life and never let any other experiences into either of your lives. What's that called? Marriage. The way you guys have designed it, it's like there's no room for self-expression anymore. There's no freedoms. There's no, you know what I mean? It's all rules and limitations and, you know what I mean? How you should act and how you should, you know what I mean? What's, you know, whatever. How big the ring is, how big the dick is, how big the fucking nest egg is. You get a new car and a new house. How about just a friend till the end? How about just a friend to the end? A guide, you know what I mean? How about that? Alright, where are we at? Ooh. Sita Devi. Ooh, the Queen of Chastity. I told y'all. It was all about yesterday, not having sex. Let's not do that right now. We're trying to explore our feelings, not touch, but, you know what I mean, our internal feelings, not the external feelings, the internal feelings. People touching us and pushing our buttons is not going to help right now. I'm like the queen of this shit. I offer my reverence to Rama, beloved Sita, the source of the world's creation, maintenance and destruction, the remover of all miseries, and the bringer of all auspicious. This is fidelity and love. You can't have fidelity and lust, guys. There is a difference. How do I know? Because I don't lust. I don't lust. I'm a dirty, dirty freak trained by nature. And actually, I think it's just, you know, from my creation. And my nature just, it, you know, nurtured it. But I don't do that with anybody. I only do it with someone I love. I can't imagine doing any of that with a stranger. I couldn't be comfortable to do that. I have to be comfortable. Otherwise, I'm just, I mean, as I say this, I'm thinking about your women in the bedroom. It's like, they're not free to be freaks. They're there to do what you say. They're not there to I feel very somber in this conversation. I'm seeing Eve. And then it's just me. It's like in that moment, I didn't. It's the whole fucking thing. Where he wants to tell me how to express myself during this moment. He's going to show me. And as God and Goddess, you know, you're facing two forms of God here. God's facing God. And it's a stand-up of God. The feelings versus the power. I don't feel like you should have all the power. That's what it came down to, me and Adam, sex. I shall be on top, for I am man. No, we are equal. Meaning, I want to know what it feels like to be on top. In any situation, we can say this is about sex, but what about life? I want to know what it feels like to win. I want to live my dreams. I want to live my fantasies. I want to be able to make decisions for myself. I want to call the shots. It's God versus God. And I fled because he wouldn't let me be God. He wanted to be God. There was only one true God. Why can't I be me? And that's what it came down to. It really came down to sex. And that's why I make all these jokes. And that's why I am very dominant about sex. Right? Because that's my power. You're not taking away my power. I'm not doing what you say. We do what feels good to me. What about me? I know this is going to feel good to you, but what about me and my feelings? I'm trained to make you feel good, but what about my feelings? So fidelity and love, it's like, it's a dedication. You can't have that dedication in lust. A devotion to truth, that's also what you don't have in your relationships. You keep secrets to protect the peace. White lies is what you call them, as if there was such a thing. Thou shalt not lie. Thou shalt not lie. Mr. Plum is a devout Christian, the most wonderful man. What is his sin? Gossiping and lying. He talks about people. That's called backbiting. You're not supposed to do that, bro. You're not supposed to talk about other people, the good or the bad. You're not supposed to. You don't put them up or put them down. You stay focused on you. In doing so, you're not focused on you and God. You're worried about what God's doing in other people's lives. Okay, so you're not supposed to be gossiping. I keep my eyes, I don't look at you, bro. I don't be like, no. God's like, the urge comes from inside. And if I never looked outside of my own world, I'd never know what's going on. Because I'm not part of your world. If I didn't turn on Facebook once in a while, or learn something from the twin flames, because I don't go to other pages, then how would I ever know of anything? I don't watch news. I don't have a friend. Nobody talks to me about the world outside. I stay on the world inside. Until I go outside. And then it's all kinds of crazy adventures. But going back to this, a devotion to truth, no. You really don't want to know the truth. And you're not telling the truth. Because if you told the truth, and that's what I told Russ last night, you're not walking in truth, you're afraid of it. Because you're afraid of the rejection. What would if people knew the truth? Penance and tolerance. That would be our temperance card. Long-suffering and patience. Trust. You have to trust that what you're going through is not for nothing, but that it's an endurance test, that you're literally going through the fires of life, dude. You're going through a trial and a tribulation, and you're going to come out of this stronger. When you're going through it, you might not know that, but that's where it comes in, is the understanding, tolerance, endurance to the adversity of what's happening. If nothing's happening, then you're not moving with life. You're holding on to a grave and hoping that nobody comes in and steals your shit while you're in there dying. A power to improve on oneself. You're too busy looking at everybody else to look at yourself. I spend all day trying to figure out me. Who am I? What do I want to do? What do I want to eat? What do I see when I look in the mirror? What do I want for my future? That's it. I don't worry about you. I don't want to, But if I go out in the world and I look at how great the world is, then I'll want things of this world. It calls for coveting. Can you admire a beautiful thing without wanting to own it and possess it and have it for yours and be, as he says, obsessed with this desire to, have this thing in your life? Why do you need the next new iPhone? What's wrong with yours? Because everyone else has one and you deserve to have the nicer things, is what you tell yourself. That means you're not grateful for the things you have, and you are always in competition for those that have something better. But what's better about your iPhone? Or again, my $60 fucking phone that I've been riding for 4 fucking years. Actually, I think I got a new phone. But it wasn't more than, I don't buy new phones really. There's no difference. You might have a better vision. You're taking better pictures of bullshit. I don't care what it looks like. Can you hear me now? It's not about looks. It's about listening to the message. I hope this hits you. I hope you receive the chastity of the fire. In the sense of, you know what I mean? Tell that motherfucker no. What, your dick? Your feelings? Self-control? Self-discipline? Not self-limiting beliefs and self-sabotaging behaviors. Ugh. Self-love. Self-reassurance. Self-confidence. Self-esteem. You and yourself. Alright, let's see what else is going on. What's going on? Ooh, Niflheim. Ew. Oh, we got disconnected. I just saw that. As soon as I felt this card, I felt a huge rush of cold weather. We have cold weather coming in. Like, really? I don't know. I feel it. Damn it! I didn't get the... I got so many books up here, but not that one. Hold on. Not hard to find now. I'm so glad that things aren't hard to find. Sometimes they are. Where'd I go to? Asgard. No, we're going from Asgard to Niflheim. Mungin and Mungin. I saw you guys earlier. Midgard, the Fog World, the Frost Giants. The realm of Niflheim is part of the ancient underworld and home of the Frost Giants. Many of the realms overlap each other, and Niflheim is often described as overlapping with realms of hell. I knew it. I told you. That's all I've been talking about is you guys are in hell. And then they talked about our fog. We talked about, as the wheel turns, as they say. Many of the realms, Norse mythology holds the Niflheimer exists long before the earth. At the center of the realm is a screen called... I can't pronounce that. It's got all kinds of weird letters. From the flows of the river of Solv, which is cool. Gunther, which is... Alright. I'm not going to say the words. I'm just going to say the words that are in parentheses. At the center... from which flows the river's cool, the battle pain, rushing, mighty wind, or mighty speaker, dangerous storm, slurps, she-wolf, wide flash. This realm lies under the spread of branches and Yggdrasil. Like, what is all that? Alright, these are the rivers of Solv, which is cool, Gunther, which is battle pains, Forjam, which is rushing, right? Fifth, something, the mighty wind or mighty speaker. These are all of that. They're talking about the rivers and what they were called. What runs through these rivers? Cool is in one. Battle pains is in one. Rushing is in one. Mighty wind or mighty speaker is in another one. Dangerous, storm, slurp, the she-wolf, wide, and then flash. This realm lies under the widespread branches of Yggdrasil, where the Ginnunga Gap and the Great Void once was. The Great Void. And then there was, and then he created, I'm not going to speak all this. He created the heavens, and then he created the earth. Where in that book does it say he created hell? You created hell on earth for everyone. He did not. This is another story. Hel, H-E-L, is the goddess Hel, which was his granddaughter, who would have been rejected by the gods and the goddess by her mere appearance. So he gave her a place where she could rule over and be herself, which was a place where other rejects went. That's me. What are you doing down here? I like it down here. God locked you in hell? Not exactly. He made me a goddess of it. He let me be down here with all the people just like me. Lucifer doesn't seem to understand that, but I'm not locked down here. I have quite a whole lot of fun down here. And that's just really what it is. You know what I mean? It's like, hell. What are you talking about? It's hell on earth now. Why do you think I'm here? Dorks. Isn't it great? All of God's destruction and shit. Isn't this great? You see the people suffering? Isn't this great? Should we do something? I feel like we could change the world. Do you want to help me change the world? Fine, let them suffer, right? I feel like, burn, baby, burn. Die, motherfucker, die, motherfucker, die. Yeah, that'd be me. I mean, really, it's your choice. Understand the teachings. I mean, in essence. If you draw this card, you're at a time where you lack clarity and it feels foggy and cold. I told you that. That's exactly how I woke up on Monday. I said, I felt all foggy. I didn't feel like myself. Brain fog, confusion, and uncertainty are part of the realm, and you might be feeling tentative about which path to take. I told you that. And they keep telling us not to go nowhere and not to do anything. So yeah, this is old energy. It's been like this for like 2 days. We woke up in this shit. I woke up in a new Bugatti. I mean, in my imagination, no. My fucking Chevy isn't really running too well right now. I don't know what I'm supposed to do about my life. It's a whole ass wreck. You came in like a wrecking ball. I mean, seriously, dude, you fucked up my life, God. You better build this shit. Build a better me. Build a better world. Make America great again and shit. Because this is some bullshit. In the sense of... And then we go back to today's teachings. In the Bible. He will make everything great. Just give him some time. He's not done destroying everything. This is scary. Put on your life jacket. Take it off. What do you mean take off your life jacket? Take it off, bro. Take off your life. This life that you wear is this fucking baggage on your back. Take it off. It's the Twin Towers, bro. They're on fire. The roof. The roof. The roof is on. Are you going to sit there and try to run down all those stairs? You know, you looked out your window and you saw there was an airplane 10 fucking stories below you. You've done the math. You know how this works. You're not going to make it down alive. Do you just sit there and cry? Do you try? Or do you just jump in the arms of God? If you know you're going to die, it's all over. It's the end of this relationship. I'm going to lose this job. Oh, fuck, this apartment's going down. My Xbox don't work no more. My daughter's phone is fucked. Are you going to cry? Or are you just going to, you know what I mean? Take a fucking, you know, just take the jacket off and jump. Accept fate. Where's your trust, bro? Accept the worst. I believe I could fly. Come on, guys. We're not gonna die like this. Let's jump out the window. Are you serious? You ever gone skydiving? Let's do one more. Let's jump. And that was Thelma and Louise. Bro, you know what our destiny is if we turn back. Do you want that destiny or you want to end the game now? Fuck. I'm scared. Me too. What's worse than death? A life in prison. Never being able to fly. One more time. Let's just fly. God, make me a bird so I can fly far, far, far away. There's more life to live, bro. You just gotta jump. If this, you know, this, I live in a tower, literally, it's a big ass building, 7 stories. They be running fucking, you know, fire alarms almost, you know, twice already. And you sit there and you're like, am I about to lose everything inside of that building? And are we all about to lose the place that we call home, that you finally gave us? Is God really going to take away the only home that we have, that any of us have, and that we prayed so hard about? Not my God. Not this building. Tornado's going to hit everywhere else but here. We're protected. For if they don't know that God, I know that God. And I'm a servant of that God, and He protects me. And everywhere I go, all the people around me are protected by my belief. Even if they don't believe it, my belief covers us all. I believe that we are safe, and we are protected, and we are provided for, and that God loves us, and He wants us no more suffering. For why did He bring us here? He brought us out of the suffering, not to suffer more. What will make the people suffer more from here? They'll go back to their old ways. They'll go back to the life that God took them from, and they'll suffer again, and they'll end up back here. Why am I here? Because I forgot what I had done. I forgot that I even lived this life. I had to relive the life that I had already lived to learn the lessons I didn't learn, just like them. But I wasn't under the circumstances that they were this time. I was before. But this time I walked myself into it. God walked me into the fire of my past, to relive it, to re-experience it, to do it better with Him, to trust Him, to not do it by myself this time. Completely relive life, but with me. Let me be your father, your husband, your best friend, your mother. Let me be everything for you that you didn't have in your life. And I will show you a better life. Sounds really good, God. I don't really have anything else to go for anyways. I don't have any of those other things without you. Why wouldn't I take His hand? I woke up and had nothing. All I did have was like a job, a career, and, you know what I mean, responsibilities that were killing me, that I didn't enjoy. I didn't really, you know what I mean? I was just doing what I was programmed to do, what I thought was right to do. And He told me to stop doing what was right and do what He says is right. And I had to go against everybody's, better judgment, my own, the world's, persecution, and everything to do what He said was right for me. And I don't ever know if this is all right. I don't ever think it's all right, but everything always works out just fine. He makes everything right. Even if I go out and try to do it my way and I fuck it up, which I tried a billion times, fuck it all up, and I end up all fucking butthurt and in my feelings and feeling like a fucking failure and like I'm not good enough and I can't do nothing right and I can't figure my life out. And I gotta be honest, I think He likes that because He doesn't want me to figure it out. He wants us to figure it out together. He knew I wasn't going to figure it out on my own. You know what I mean? It's that child. I can do it. I can do it. All right. Can I help you? No. You sure? And then when it all blows up in my face, He comes over. It's okay. Come on. I got you. Get up. Get up. And He picks you back up. He wants to be to the point where He doesn't have to pick you up anymore. Where you can walk tall with Him. Where you can walk, you know what I mean? Where He can stand behind you and walk on your own. But right now, no. You don't know how to stand on your little 2 feet. You got a big fat head that you can't hold up. That crown He put on your head. Oh, shit. Brain fog, confusion, uncertainty, part of this realm. You may feel tentative about which path to take. It may feel as though the frost giants are putting a freeze on your productivity. Totally, right? That's God. 4 swords, hermit, all this shit. You ain't going nowhere, bitch. You ain't going nowhere. The temperance, no outward movement. Remember, at the center of the Niflheimer is the spring called, there goes again that long word, Heverglimmer. I don't know. And from it flows 10 rivers. It is time to go to the source. There will be a change. I'm getting downloads. Hold on. I'm seeing Asgard. Okay, hold on. Let me show you the picture of Asgard. It's not a good picture. Go watch Thor. It shows it, and all the rivers run, out of it. Okay, sorry. I'm just seeing it. All right, now, remember at the center of Niflheimer is the spring called whatever, and from it flows 10 rivers. It is time to go to the source. There will be change and movement in your life once you allow the fog that enshrouds your mind to lift and see that even in the realm of the frost giants, you can move ahead. Put your inner critic in check and let the fog disperse. This card counsels you to sit in the silence and go to the source of your beliefs about yourself. Once you do this, you can move forward. And that's what they said in that last one, is you have to face yourself. This is the beginning. Or for some of you, it's just it's a harder level of what we've already done. And that's what happened. As soon as I said that, I saw, again, Wolfman. He pulled it in that card. He's like, I don't see that they're mentally there. Nah, bro. Our card said that we were, you know what I mean, all up in the air. You saw that? Fucking, all those fucking King of Swords, Queen of Swords, Knight of Swords, all in your swords. Our swords are up. This card counsels you to sit in the silence and go to the source of your beliefs. Merkstavi. In the reverse, the card warns you that you may have wandered too far from Niflheimer. You are close to the gates of the Great Hall of Hell and have crossed into danger zones where the two realms overlap. If you're struggling to be in your life, or feel depressed by the choices you've made, this card reversed indicates that you've allowed the energy of the ice storm of Niflheimer to cloud your mind. It's time to warm up and get out of the cold. Do not let others hold you back or keep you down. Stand up for yourself and approach this sadness with self-belief and determination. Take action. Taking action may be as simple as going for a walk, calling a friend, or moving your energy by exercising or singing. What did I do? I went and hung out by the stream again today. That's where I was before I came back. You have to be careful not to fall too deep into despair. That's what this is. Hell is nothing but despair. The pits of your own hell is a place of despair, of hopelessness, of loneliness, of defeating thought patterns. That's what hell is. It's a place inside your own mind where you judge. Your inner critic has put you in this place where you hate yourself, and you find a place of hopelessness where you don't have what it takes to go on. You're seeing only the loss. You're not seeing the gain. Everything we do has an equal proportion of what you would decide as good and bad, dark and light, pros and cons. What was the good thing about this, and what was the bad thing? And that's what it is. You go out and have an experience. You go to the drive-thru. It's just you getting in your car to go get some food. There's pros and cons to this situation. Did you get what you want out of it, or did they fuck up your order? How do you handle the adversity of somebody not being able to give you what you wanted? You know what I mean? To execute your wants and needs. I'm using this as minor terms, but I know it's triggering you to think about it. Okay, you went to this place with an intention. You wanted something out of it. How do you feel if you don't get what you want? Is the number one question. Right? What were the pros and cons of this? What did you have to sacrifice or lose or give up or overcome in order to get what you wanted? And was the sacrifice worth the reward? Meaning, if we're talking about In-N-Out or fucking Chick-fil-A, it's not worth it for me to eat either of those places and sit in their drive-thru. I don't need that food that much. It's the same. Nope. I'll get out of my car and walk up. I can sit outside longer than sit in the car with this bullshit. In the essence, if they fuck up my order, how does that, you know what I mean? How do you act to not getting what you wanted? And that's another thing too. People go out to a restaurant and they fuck up their order. And now, first off, the person that is handing your food did not make your food. For you to be mean to a person that's just the delivery guy, that's not nice. You're a fucking asshole person. They didn't cook it. For you not to give them a tip, and that's what they work for, is the delivery. They are your delivery man. They work off of tips. All they do is you tell them what you want and they go find it. They are your foragers. A server is your forager. They're going to go get drinks. They're going to make sure that you have everything you need at your table. They're going to tell them what you told them. But the other person on the other side is listening to a million people tell them what to do. And they might not have heard this person properly. And so when this person brings you your drink, does not know it's the wrong drink, because they have 4 other tables that also want drinks, and you scream at them because they got the drink wrong, you're belittling them for making a very small mistake that is part of the fucking job. And secondly, you denying them, financial support, meaning they weren't worthy of the service they gave you because they made a mistake, is even more foul. There's a lot to be said. I'm all over the place. Stand up for yourself and approach this sadness with self-belief and determination. Don't let people, you know what I mean, fuck with you like that. All you can do is say you're sorry. I made a mistake. I'm fucking human. I shouldn't have said that. I'm sorry. Don't let them keep making you feel bad for making a simple mistake in life. We make all kinds of mistakes. Why? Because we didn't know better. We only learn how to be better after we did it. You learn how to drive a car. It's a learning process. You're going to hit the curb. You're going to hit the brakes too hard. You're going to do all kinds of shit. It's part of it. You're going to make every mistake before you get it right. You have to make every mistake before you get it right. Nobody gets it right. You're going to make mistakes, but you can't kill yourself and let anyone else kill you. And that's what Jesus died for. Nobody's going to hang you for your mistakes, which are deemed as sins. You shouldn't have fucking talked to your kids like that. You're going to hell for talking to your kids like that. It was a mistake, bro. I was acting in my feelings. I shouldn't have talked to my kids like that. I know better. I'm trying to do better. Why do you act like that? I've been around people screaming at me. I scream too. I'm a, you know what I mean? It's not okay. I'm trying to stop habits. I'm trying to stop actions. I'm trying to take action, but in the sense of during this rehabilitational period of where you're learning and relearning, there's a lot of self-love and forgiveness to this shit. As you visit yourself, you have a lot of self-loathing, self-criticism, self-defeating thought patterns about the choices you made. But if you go back to your little self that was right there in that moment, scared and unsure, you thought you thought this was the right thing. You did the best with the brain capacity you had. You didn't have wisdom. You had this situation in front of you, and you had to make a choice. You only see now that you could have chose a different option, but you didn't see it then. You only saw your feelings. You acted in what you thought was best. And now you're like, I could have been better. Okay. Now act in that knowing. Forgive yourself for what you did not know then, and act in that knowing now. Some of you are not aware of how you treat people. But now, I make you aware. Not to make you feel guilty, but to make you aware so that we can change it. Your guilt is not put on by me. Well, kind of. Sometimes I'd be really laying down the hammer. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And that's where God says, forgive them. They're children. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. And we think that you should know better, but you haven't had the wisdom or the experience to know what better. Because you've never done anything but this. You don't know another outcome. You don't know another way. Either somebody has not shown you another way, or you refuse to walk away. And that's going to get you in karma. A refusal to change is something different. Once God shows you the right way, you have to walk in that. It's going to come with an ego death of, what the fuck was I thinking? And you're going to persecute yourself for thinking you had it figured out, for thinking that you knew the right way. Now you know that if you do it God's way, that the way you had it before, everything's going to fall apart. If you don't keep walking this way, everything's going to fall apart. But God said this isn't the way. And He showed you why. You're walking in the lie, or you're walking in the new way. Jesus showed them that it didn't matter if you were circumcised or if you fucking did all that shit they said. You could still receive God. They refused to accept Jesus. The church still walks by their rules and laws. They don't walk by His teachings, but they say they serve Him. His teaching serves the church, guys. Because if they didn't incorporate his teachings into the church wouldn't exist, because his teachings is the teachings of God, the true teachings of God. It's not just him that taught it, though. All of them did. Buddhist true teachings, if you study Buddhist teachings and you apply it to your fucking life, you're going to know God and you'll know your true self. Know thyself is what they said. If you understand Metatron, if you understand Mother Cabrini, if you understand Isis, Krishna, all of them, know thyself. Dang, I saw that disconnect as soon as I said it. You're at the gates of hell. Don't go there. Don't let somebody or your own self put you in there. There's no such place. All that's in there is bad feelings. Hopelessness. That's not true. Whatever you're thinking isn't true. You're not seeing God in what has happened. You're not seeing in his graces. I'm going to tell you this girl's story. She's not going to like it. Nobody ever likes when I tell their story. Why? God did it to you. You should be proud of it. What happened to this girl that I stopped talking to? That Friday. Let me tell you the whole story. When I first met her, she tells me about her job, and she tells me how this girl is very disrespectful. One of her coworkers is very disrespectful and gets in her face and literally physically, threatens her. And the manager's there and doesn't do anything about it. I was like, dude, cut off again. I was like, they're making it clear that they don't want you there. Right? You're going to lose your job. You might as well go out in a fury. Is what I told her when I first met her. I was like, you should just punch her and get a new job. You can get a new job. Like, they don't want you there. If that manager didn't do anything about this girl, I mean, she's not going to do anything. She's going to let her talk to you that. And that girl told you straight to your face that they didn't want you there. And she agrees. They don't want me there because I make all the tips and because all the customers like me and because I make all the great sales. So I told her this wasn't a place. You're at a place where they're not wanted. All right, so she shows up to work on a Friday, and something happens with the manager. They accuse her because she has such high tips. They tried to accuse her, but that didn't hold no water. And then it turns into an argument, and she's like, you know what? Here's your options. You can either transfer to that other store, or I'm going to fire you. They gave her the fucking ultimatum. We're either going to transfer you over to another location or you're fired. Because you're not getting along with us. And we don't, they didn't say it, but they did. And I heard it. They don't want you. So either, you know what I mean? These are your options. You can either transfer and keep your job or you're going to get fired. But you're not going to work here no more. It's basically what happened when she showed up to work. And she worked it well to where the girl was stuck in a corner where it's like she couldn't fire her. She was like, no, well, it's your choice. You're still on the schedule, but... So she calls over to the other store, and the other store is like, just come over here. We'd love to have you. Forget her. Come over here, just clock in. We'll put you on the schedule over here. The next location is actually right next to her house. She drives 20 minutes away to a location that doesn't want her. They're mean to her. They don't want her there. They just threatened to fire her. This other location is so grateful. They can't wait to have her. They said, leave there now and come over here. She calls me in between, and she is pissed that this girl has made her lose her job. Like, bro, do you not just see what God did for you? He blessed you. On their account. They're the ones that look foolish. But didn't you see that these people wanted you? Now you're at a place where you're wanted. A place that's closer to your house, where you can probably make better money. This is all a blessing. She didn't want to see that, bro. She was all in her feelings about this fucking bitch and how this bitch had no right to do this to her. She didn't do nothing to you, bro. God used her, took away her power, and gave you a promotion. Now, she's going to be one less fucking bud tender, and the sales are going to go down, and she's going to, you know what I mean? They're all going to be clowns. You think they won, but who won? You did. But you want to be sour about what, you know what I mean, what you lost. Is what I told you. That was the last time I talked to her. And then she's like, well, all of this is happening and my schedule got changed, so I don't think I'm going to be able to go with you to the hot springs tomorrow. I was like, well, figure it all out. See if they're going to keep you on the schedule, if you're going to go into work in the morning. That's definitely not. Whatever, just let me know. And I was cool with her. But she didn't call me on Saturday. She didn't call me on Sunday. She didn't fucking call me on Monday. She called me on Tuesday and says, I'm sorry, I was just kind of still pissed off about what happened on Friday. You're still holding a grudge about the blessing that God gave you? So I didn't talk to her. And that was last Tuesday. And she sent me a message today. And God's like, and I'm like, what do you want from me, God? What do you want from me? You want me to tell her to stop dating her boyfriend? I already told her that. You want me to tell her to go back to her boyfriend? I already told her that. What do you want me to tell her, God? You need a friend. God, come on. I don't know what to tell you guys, bro. That's it. You want to go back to him? Then go back and learn some more lessons, bro. But I think you already know the truth. I think you can get a better man. I think you know this. I think you're scared of this journey of being by yourself and detaching, and you're having a hard time. I'm here to teach you some new methods, but you're not listening. Stop driving by his house, bro. That's fucking creeper shit. I don't know why I keep doing it. Because you're programmed. Do you need him to catch you? Do you need to see him? What do you need? Walk up to the door. Stop doing this. Stop yourself. I can't stop. You can stop. I can't stop. You can stop. You don't want to. And that's where I'm like, what the fuck am I supposed to tell this chick? And that's where I said, maybe I need to go drive by Bobby's house and feel what this feels like. I'm not doing that. I'm not. And that's where I said, I can dumb myself down. We could go drive by my twin flame's house. His address is on the internet. We can go see where he lives and see if I get caught and see how this feels. Let me feel like what it feels like to be a dumb bro. Why are you dumb? Because you know better, bro. You're calling me because you know you shouldn't be doing this. But you won't stop doing it. I don't know why I'm drinking. Yes, you do. Don't drink. Don't make me fucking make you feel stupid, bro. Don't tell me something that you... I never tell you nothing you don't know, bro. I reaffirm what you're not listening to. Why did I have to be brought into this to begin with? Because you couldn't hear yourself or God. So he brought the loudest bitch on the block to make you fucking wake up. What's she gonna talk? Why does she want to talk to me? She wants to tell me what happened with her domestic violence case with her boyfriend. Can I help you through this? Or you're gonna have to go through this, girl. Is this my battle or is this your battle? Did I do this? Yeah, as a domestic violence survivor, I've done it. We all have to. If you want to go back, go back. Learn the lesson. But I think you already know. Walk in what you know. Be brave. Force yourself to change your habits. Force yourself to put yourself out there to do different things. When you know you're going to do something that you don't want to do, then force yourself to do something else. And that's the biggest thing I can tell you is Lilith. All I can tell you is don't do what you always do. Don't do what you think is right. Don't do what feels comfortable. Do something you've never done before. At least then you have a chance of a different outcome. The definition of insanity is to keep doing the same shit over and over, expecting different results. An inventor tries a million different ways, not the same thing a million times. You've got to try a different way. You've got to try to live life a different way. You've got to have more life. It doesn't end with this person, place, or thing. Your life is not over because your car is wrecked. I got my first brand new car off the lot. I had it 6 months. I loved it. And this woman just drove through and ruined it. I had a brand new job, a brand new car. I was on my 90-day probation period, and without that car, I couldn't make it to that job. I lost a great job and my brand new car because some bitch wasn't paying attention. While I'm sitting there crying my life and my life is over, she gets in her husband's fucking SUV and they're gonna get a fucking insurance check and get a new Audi. My life is ruined. No, it's gonna take me a while, but I got another new car and another job. That wasn't the right car. That wasn't the job. It feels like the end of you. What happened? I actually ended up getting because of that, I ended up getting a rental for like months. It was a cool ass brand new fucking 2017 Ford Taurus. And then I got a job through the same company that got me that job. And that's the same fucking temp agency that's literally right down the street. Working at the VA, making fucking $10 more than that, and I got a better job and a better car. But again, only for a little period of time. You gotta embrace it. That's our 10-day forecast. I really don't want to talk about anything else. I have an appointment with my social worker at 3 o'clock. My kids get home at 4:20. We'll do the tarot read, and then I'll teach you about the gods, I guess, tomorrow. What are we going to talk about? Let me show you what they had me bring out. Bring it out, bring it out. I had a whole bunch of fucking pages turned down. Turned down for what is what I We were going to talk about nature spirits and invisible helpers, right? These are your guides that you don't know, that are, invisible helpers. Shining ones are mentioned in nearly sacred books all over religions, from Egyptians, Romans, Greeks, Persians, Muslims, Japanese, Shintoists, Jewish, Kabbalists, Hindus, Morales, etherical beings. Even Arabic Quran speaks of angels, right? So we were going to talk about that. We're going to talk about, some of the witches' invisible companions do not call themselves guides or teachers. They are fairies, gnomes, and similar beings with coexistence with us, right? So we talk about all those, the brownies, the dwarfs, the elves. We're going into the fairies. They're part of spring. We're going to talk about that. These are real places, guys. I know you think it's imaginary, but, so do you think that. No, not full moon. Where was the other one? The Book of Shadows. I have so many fucking chapters turned down. That's not what we're looking for. Magic stones. No. Hold on, guys. I swear. And I swear. I mean, they gave me 3 chapters I was supposed to read from, and now I can't find them. Because everything else is all turned down. Come on. Okay. Spirit and nature and invisible helpers. There was more. Please, where are the other pages? Here we go. The gods. We were going to talk about the triple goddess and God. How I stand with God. The 3 aspects of me plus God. Alright? I was going to explain that to me. I am the goddess, the triple goddess. The goddess of the moon and all that shit. I was going to explain that, how that works in, God's Trinity. Then after that, I was going to teach you the pantheons of goddess and gods. So first there was us, and then he created, evolution, more of us. More of us. More of us. Basic witch is not monotheistic in nature, but polytheistic, in that witches, like all pagans, believed in the existence of more than one deity or energy pool. Even Dianic witches, who worshipped only the goddess, were in the triple goddess, and her 3 forms. Simplistically speaking, witches believe in both a goddess and a god, as well as other archetypical energies, and there are aspects and representation of the 2 main ones. Meaning he doesn't have one form. He comes in all forms. Not planetary. What was the other thing? There was one other thing I was going to read to you. Like, damn, you're going to read more? No, those were the 2. It was the triple goddess, the pantheons of the gods, and then I was going to read the spirit guides. Because of your angels and your archangels and shit, there's also guides along the way. There's, the earth guides. There's land guides. There's, like the animals. That was another thing in here too, the animal spirits. They're all guides. The Native Americans looked to the animals as spirit guides. A spirit of the god lied within that animal. And that's where it is. You recognize the oneness in all things. First you have to understand your godliness to understand God in all things. I, as the goddess, teach you about the Holy Spirit. The Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Yes, but I teach you how to recognize the Holy Spirit within yourself and within all things. Heavy. I know, I gotta go. So that's our teaching on that. And I'm going to teach you tonight, get you a tarot pack. Come on, quit playing around. If you don't have a tarot pack, get you... Oh, you can't. Because we're doing the major arcana. I was going to tell you to just get a pack of cards. But the major arcana is not in the original 52. It originally started with 52, and then they added the major arcana. Now you got to get a pack of tarot. Go get your pack of tarot by tonight. Got it? Get it? Good. Hey, I love you. I mean, get you a Bible, get you a cross, get you some holy... No, just kidding. We'll get you right. We're going to get you right. Get right. Get it right. Get it tight. All right, laters.